Morning folks, I hope that you're keeping well and holding it together in this time of lockdown. For those of you who maybe don't know me, my name's Iain and I live in Parkhead with my wife Naomi and our wee boy Thomas, and we attend a charter church. As you know, this week we've been reflecting on some of the spiritual disciplines that we can introduce to our lives that will help us as we grow deeper in our relationships with God. I've been asked to share a thought on accountability and the benefits that can be experienced when we allow other people to have access to our lives, and even letting them ask probing questions of our attitudes, behaviours and how we're doing in our relationship with God. If you've been around the church long enough, you'll probably have heard of the benefits of accountability in the Christian life. Yet somehow, when it actually comes to putting it into practice, it's something we try and avoid, because let's face it, who wants to open themselves up to being criticised, potentially, by people that we care about or admire? As I've been sitting thinking about the practice of accountability in the Christian life, I'm actually in the middle of a process of accountability at work. I've 2 days left in my current job, and on Monday I start with a new company, and it means that at the moment I'm passing off a lot of my outstanding work to my colleagues. In doing that, I'm having to go back over those cases to explain some of the decisions that I've made at various points along the way. In my line of work, often you're put in a position where a decision just needs to be made, and there's no one right answer or solution to the problem. So as I'm handing over my work, it's important for me to explain why I've made the decisions that I've made at various stages along the way. The processes have been helpful, but it's been intense, and at times it's made me feel a little vulnerable when I've had to explain a decision that I've made under pressure that, with the benefit of hindsight, I perhaps wouldn't have made. Whilst I'm contractually obliged to assist my colleagues, as people in the church, we have a responsibility to each other to be accountable to one another. But like Alex was talking about yesterday, accountability, like confession, isn't supposed to be a big stick that we hammer each other with, but instead, in the book of James, we're actually encouraged to share our struggles so that we can pray for one another. Dietrich Bonhoeffer writes, "The first service that one owes to others in the fellowship consists of listening to them. Just as love to God begins with listening to his word, so the beginning of love for the brethren is listening to them." Accountability done well isn't done easily, and that's because it requires us to be vulnerable and to listen, things that a lot of us struggle with. Accountability is supposed to be uplifting. It's about building strong spiritual friendships where we can be brutally honest with one another without fear of being shamed. When we give people permission to ask questions, we actually give ourselves time and space to think deeper about why we do what we do. The problem with many accountability relationships is that they're imbalanced, and they can lead to incomplete confession or oversharing outside of a spiritual relationship, where people divulge just about enough information to give the appearance of openness, but they actually hold back in the complete truth. And the problem is trust. Real Christian transformation happens when we come to a real understanding of how much we're loved and accepted. When we begin to grasp Jesus' radical acceptance, we're equipped to pursue him in a way that makes us fully human and alive. When it comes to the practice of accountability, it's best done in a trusted group where we sit together as equals, surrounded by people that we can trust to remind us of how much we're loved and accepted, and people that are there that are committed to supporting and uplifting us, not shaming us. The church needs to work harder on showing that it's a place where sinners, not the self-righteous or the morally perfect, can come and experience the grace of God and His salvation. And the more we open ourselves up to each other, the more we realise that we're all working through something. James Baldwin writes, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced." Until we courageously face our discomfort with vulnerability to each other, we'll be missing out on something. When we're accountable to people who remind us how much we're loved and accepted, we grow. Let me just finish with a few verses from Hebrews 10, where it says, "And let us consider how to stir one another up to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near." I hope that in this time of lockdown you find time to reflect, revive and thrive. God bless you all, and we're looking forward to seeing you again in person once this is past.